Yeah, so the only character that we didn't talk about who's kind of a big player is Love Machine. And
Yeah.
what's interesting about Love Machine is that they are an AI
Mm-hmm.
that ends up getting completely out of control and kind of goes on this sort of Joker rampage in Oz, which is very, I just want to see the world burn. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of a cheeky apocalypse. You know, it's like there's no specific aim.
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, like eventually people are starting to be in danger based on some tertiary causes.
It's kind of a big reason why Granny died even.
Yes.
Big reason why Granny dies is because she was on a certain type of medicine, and if anything happened to her, her son would get a ping notification on his phone. Because Oz is like all fucked up, he didn't get the ping to notice that Granny had fallen ill or her heart rate had
It's
changed or
like her
something.
vitals are connected to an app, and if any of those fall into a zone that aren't healthy, then
Yeah.
it pings him.
Yeah, and because he didn't get that ping, he didn't know, so Granny dies. And that is I think that's a really powerful indication of like, this is how important this Oz thing is, and this is how it can affect loads and loads and loads of people. Because,
Yeah.
up until that point, you see it, fucking with traffic lights and water mains and stuff, which is like, yeah, that would totally fuck over a lot of people. At one point, every old person's like life alert goes off, and so emergency services have to go to all of them to make sure that they're okay, which would be very annoying, and it
Yeah.
could really take people away from where things are actually needed. But when you see why Granny dies, I think that's really like, oh, this could really, really kill people.
Yeah, before that moment, it feels very sort of playful poltergeist. A water main blows, or like all the traffic lights are going crazy. So, there's these huge traffic jams. There's these little things that are kind of like, oh, somebody who's feeling really mischievous be like, tee hee 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 hee. I have no emotional stake in this world. I'll just like screw up these random things and watch it suddenly not work. But then that's the first moment you're like, this is actually much more serious than I could imagine. It's not just like happy fun playtime. It does feel kind of apocalyptic
Mhm.
watching the world that you would expect to work a certain way suddenly not work in those ways and trying to adjust to that.
Yeah, it reminded me of, I think 10 or 15 years ago in New York City, there was a citywide blackout,
Yeah.
and everybody just started, and it wasn't for a long time. I think it was maybe like an hour or two that there was a citywide blackout, and it just broke New York City for that time period. Like people were on the highway getting out of their cars being like, what the fuck's happening?
Like,
Because
did all
so
the
much.
subways stop?
Yeah, I think the subways did stop because so much of that stuff runs on
Electricity.
electricity, and
Yeah.
if you don't have that, it will stop society.
Yeah.
And this Love Machine Oz takedown did that on like a global scale, and just seeing how it affected New York for like an hour, or how it might have been longer. I don't quite remember all of the details on that.
Yeah.
But if it happened globally, that would be insane. Thanks for watching that clip from the Anime Movie Podcast. Follow the links in the description below to hear full episodes, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun clips like this.